Good evening. I am Mick Weiser.
And I am Tracy A. Bear.
And this is the Weiser Report. So how are you tonight, Tracy?
I am great and doing much better than Iran. At least President Obama has not frozen my assets.
Not for now anyway. So tell us about the latest from our fearless leader.
President Barack Obama has signed an executive purchase to freeze all Iranian government investments held in the United States and U.S. financial institutions abroad. Obama said in a letter to Congress, "I have determined that additional sanctions are warranted, particularly in light of the deceptive practices of the Central Bank of Iran and other Iranian banks to conceal transactions of sanctioned parties, the deficiencies in Iran's anti-money laundering regime and the weaknesses in its implementation. The executive order stops any Iranian assets deemed within U.S. jurisdiction, including foreign branches of American financial institutions, from being transferred, paid, exported or withdrawn."
Damn. I should have got my house loan from some bank in Iran. Then I wouldn't have to pay the poor suckers back.
Obama's action comes just 4 days after the U.S. Senate backed new financial sanctions against Iran. The sanctions targeted companies and joint uranium mining projects and businesses providing the nation with weapons.
Congress had previously passed sanctions aimed at establishments doing business with the Iranian Central Bank.
Sharon Shafai from the School of Oriental and African Studies believes the sanctions happen to be developed for U.S. domestic consumption ahead of the presidential election. She stated, "This is another move by President Obama to satisfy either his rivals or the supporters of his campaign, showing he is actually taking a tough stand with Iran." According to Shafai, Iran is more interested in negotiations and diplomacy than military action. Says Shafai, "I don't see any threat coming from Iran in response to these new sanctions.
Who cares if the Iranians are trying to follow a normal code of diplomacy? Send 3 more aircraft carriers to their doorstep. Swat 'em, I say, swat 'em good." That's all for tonight on the Weiser Report. Good night, Tracy.
Good night, Mick.